Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So on today's tutorial, we'll be drafting the two-piece sleeve. Okay, so the two-piece sleeve, my last video, I made a video of how to draft your basic sleeve. Okay, so today we're using the basic sleeve to draft the two-piece sleeve. That was why I made that other video, so that it will be easier, like I said in my last video. So guys, this is our basic sleeve. Okay, this is our basic sleeve. So what we're going to do to get the two-piece sleeve, first of all, make a crease line this way. Okay, then return it. Let's rule out this crease line. So follow the crease line, rule it out. Okay, now let's bring out the elbow line. Let's transfer the elbow line. Okay, so this is the elbow line and the crease line. So we'll go ahead to fold. Go ahead to fold to make sure it's meeting the midpoint. You fold like so. Make sure this point is meeting here, and then this point like this. So you make sure they are meeting. You make sure that they are meeting the midpoint, which is the crease line that you drew. Okay. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. So you fold them this way. Now don't bother about the elbow line meeting. What you should be bothered about is the sleeve length. Yes, so just make sure that the sleeve length is meeting the point, and this as well. Then go ahead, fold down. Fold it down this way. Just pay close attention and watch what I'm doing. You will understand, because I'm going to try as much as I can to explain it. Okay, that's what I'm doing, right? Fold it this way. So if you look at it, you see that it's here is meeting, and also here. You see. So don't worry about the center. This is the most important part. Okay. Okay. So just go ahead and now I'm going to use my tape to hold it down, to hold this tool down, because I'll cut it out. Now, so I'll hold it down this way. Just follow what I'm doing. So this two-piece is usually used for your suits, jacket and all that. So this is what you use. That is more, it is more accommodating. It's better than the regular sleeve. It gives more comfort. So now the next thing to do now is to cut here. Open. Are you seeing what I'm doing? Easy. Just gently cut it out. I'm just being careful. I don't want to make a mistake. So I'll see how I'm taking my time to cut it. Okay, so you also cut this other side too. Just take your time, because if you miss it and cut another line, you will be having issues at the end trying to put it together. So just make sure you follow that crease line you made. Okay, now, so this is what we have. Can you see? So this is the underarm, and this is the upper arm. We've already started though. Now let's start in proper. Okay, so we're going to trace this out on another paper. We'll trace this one out separately. We'll trace this one out separately. Then we'll start working on it. Okay, so I'll just get a fresh new paper this way. And see what I'm doing, right? I'll put it this way. We're tracing it out. So I'm going to secure it with pin. Okay. If you watch this video to the end, you pay attention, you will understand this. Okay, so you understand it. So this is what we have. The next thing we'll do is to trace it out. I'm not using a tracing wheel actually, so I'm just going to draw it out as it is. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. So at this end here, I'll just join the two markings together. You don't need to follow this. You know that it's usually not straight, so just join it this way. And also, let me show you this parts. Now I have to use a cuff. Okay, I'm done tracing out, so I'll work with this one first before I trace out the upper one. So let's remove this. Okay, let's keep this aside. So let's work with this. Okay, before you remove it, make sure, remember to get the midpoints. Okay, so let me just place it like so and get the midpoints. Can you see? So mark the midpoint so that you can connect it. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Getting the midpoints. And also mark the elbow line this way. This way. Okay. So now let's connect it properly. And the elbow line as well. So the next thing you do now, let me connect it properly. Okay, so let's move to the next one. The next stage. So what to do now? We'll come out here. So remember to label so that you will not get confused. So this is the back and this is the front. So you label here. This is it. So this is the back. This is the back. This is the front. Okay. So on this is the center front. On this center front, you come out from here 1 inch. You come out by 1 inch. This way on the center front, you come out by 1 inch. Then you connect it to the elbow, like so. Now you also, so after coming out by 1 inch on the center front, okay, you also, I didn't know, I drew it, I didn't know that my video wasn't recording, so just have to repeat it. So after coming out on the center front by 1 inch, this is the center back. You come to the center back, you come in, not out. You come in by 1 inch. You mark it, and you also connect it to the elbow point here. Connect it like so. Then on this midpoint, you from the point of the center, you move to the center point like 1 inch in. From the midpoint, you go in by 1 inch.
So when you go in by 1 inch from the midpoint, you connect it to the elbow point as well at the midpoint. So you connect, or remember for the center front, you come out by 1 inch, you connect to the elbow point. Then on the midpoint, on the midline, you come out, you go in by 1 inch and you connect to the midpoint. And also on the center back, you go in by 1 inch and you connect to the midpoint. Okay, so after that, you go ahead, you on your center back, line, that's the new line. So I went ahead to erase all the lines that are no longer active. So I only left the active line so that it won't confuse us. Okay, so on the active line, you come down by 0.25, which is 2/8 or 1/4, right? That's quarter inch. So you come down by quarter inch, and then on the center line, which is the center front, you go up by 0.5 inch. That's 2/8, which is quarter inch. So you now connect it to the quarter inch that you went down at the center back. So you connect it. So here I cleaned the lines that are not active, so I left the active lines so that we know which one we're working with. So after that, the on the underarm is usually smaller than the upper arm, so you reduce this underarm by half inch. So I went in, I started taking out half inch. Okay, so you mark half inch on the center back and on the center front, half inch to reduce the pattern. So after coming out, going in by half inch on both the center back all the way down, from up to down, not the armhole. You're not touching the armhole, so just from the tip there to the sleeve length. Okay, after that I went ahead to connect. You connect the half inch which you have marked. You connect them like so. So you connect and make sure you connect it, and then to the sleeve length, that's where you end, and also connect the one on the center front as well. Connect it to the sleeve end. Okay, now after connecting this, you don't need to add extra inches again. You don't need to clean it. Instead, you now use it as your seam allowance. Okay, so this half inch that we've used to reduce the pattern will become our seam allowance. So we'll just go ahead to add half inch on the armhole part, that's the under armhole. We'll add half inch and curve it. That's our sewing allowance. Okay, so after adding half inch on the curve part, we'll curve it out with our ruler to join the sewing allowance for the sleeve. Okay, then after curving it, the next thing, you go to the sleeve length and you add 1 inch sewing allowance for the hem. Okay, that's for hemming. Okay, remember to measure from the active line, which is that quarter inch that you connected. That's your active line. So you just measure from that point, measure from there 1 inch, and then you rule it across. So after ruling it across, the next thing, I think that's all for the underarm. So the next thing to do is to cut it out. Okay, so you cut it out gently. So that you don't miss any point. If you cut it out this way, on that half inch allowance you added. Okay, so just go ahead and cut it out. So this that you've done for this underarm, you repeat the same thing for the upper arm. Okay, so this half inch which we reduce from this underarm, we're going to add it back. We'll add it back in the upper arm sleeve. Okay, so you see, we'll add it back and then it will become equal. You see, this is what we have. Okay, so let's get the upper arm sleeve and trace it out. So this is the upper arm sleeve. So we also secure it.
So I've secured this with a pin. I'm going to have to secure it with pins. So the next thing now is to trace it out, like you did for the back. Okay, so here I'll just go ahead. Are you seeing what I'm doing? Okay, and of course this part. and also here. Okay, so don't forget to also get the midpoint and the elbow. So this is the elbow. Just make a mark this way so that you connect it when you move it this way. So, and here at the midpoint, I'll make a mark that will guide me to take. This one doesn't have any opening like the other under, so I'll just follow through with this point. So that's I'll remove this. I'll remove the pin. So let's connect the midpoint. If you have a long ruler, it will be better. Okay, here's mine. And then connect the elbow line. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. I'll just take this away. So remember what we did at the back. So here, this is it. Don't forget your labeling. Don't forget your labeling. So remember that on this center front line, you move out by 1 inch. You come out by 1 inch, and you connect it to the elbow point here. Then on the center back, on the midpoint, you also come in by 1 inch. Okay, and you also connect it to the point here, to the elbow point, midpoint here. Connect it this way. Also here at the center back, you move in by 1 inch. Okay, you mark, and then you also connect it to the point here. Can you see the point here, which is the elbow point? Okay, this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and clean the lines that are no longer active lines so that you won't be confused. Okay. So these are our active lines now. Okay. The elbow is bent to the front. It's not bent to the back. So that is why you can see the center, see how it's going. It's bent towards the front panel. Okay. So let's continue. So the next thing to do now is that ½ inch we reduced from the underarm pattern, the lower pattern. This ½ inch we reduce. We're going to add it back to the front. So we just add ½ inch round. Add ½ inch. Repeat the same this side. Okay, now we connect. Okay, can see what we have, right? Let's connect here to let them be on the same line. Okay, so the next thing to do now is to add allowance, round ½ inch allowance. Okay, so here ½ inch allowance. So this is how this, don't leave this place sharp. When you put the allowance, you connect it. So this is the sewing allowance for adding round, ½ inch sewing allowance. So we join. After adding the ½ inch sewing allowance, we'll connect all the markings. I hope so far you understand what we did. So I don't think it's that difficult if you pay attention, right? Okay, so you see what we have. And see what we have. Okay, Okay, so this is what we have now. Now down here on the center back, on this line, this is our allowance line, you come down by 0.25, that's to 8, you mark it. And on the center front allowance line, you move up by 0.25, that's to 8, that's your importer. Okay, now you connect by so. Then you go ahead to add your 1 inch sewing allowance down here on the new line, right? Add your 1 inch hemming allowance. Okay. Okay, so I'll just connect this. So this is it. Let's go ahead and cut. This is what we have. Let's go ahead and cut it out. So this is what we have, and this is the underarm. Can you see? Are they matching? Very nice. So this is your 2-piece sleeve. This one will be on top and this will be under. Center front, center back, center back. Okay, so this is it. If you find this video helpful, please remember to give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you have any style you want me to create, let me know in the comments. Okay, see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you.